So I came across this video where a woman was talking about how her baby daddy is jealous of their child and how she didn't feel comfortable with him around the child. And then I, went on the little search box rabbit hole and saw a slew of other women also telling their stories. Now, I came across this podcast where they were reading a Reddit post, where people go to ask for advice to questions they already know the answers to. And a woman was trying to figure out if her marriage was salvageable, right? So her and her husband were trying for a baby. He wanted a baby really, really bad. And due to his infertility issues, they ended up spending a fortune running through their savings to have children. So they did end up having 3 children just for him to turn around and be jealous of the children. Infants, mind you. And so she caught him on the baby monitor, pinching one of the babies and telling them that he hates them. And this was after she posted something and someone said to watch his behavior more closely around the children. And one or two things have to be happening with women like this, because at what point, how many more stories do women have to hear before the risk is no longer worth, right? What you expect, worth you trying to get what it is you are expecting to get when you decide to have children. I mean, there's this content creator who has pit bull dogs and she takes immaculate care of them. And I used to watch her content on Instagram, and she has a new pit bull, but she had 2 pit bulls, one rainstorm, and then so some of y'all probably have heard of it, right? I would go in her comment section and there were always men in her comment section jealous of a dog. Listen, this is why I say relationships between men and women are mother and son. Marriages between men and women are mother and son. It's not a true partnership dynamic. The spirit, the energy hosting that relationship is that of a mother and a son. Otherwise, why would men continue to show their behaviors of jealousy towards their own children? This man is talking about how bad he wants an heir. An heir to what exactly? That's neither here nor there. But you want an heir, you want a legacy. See, women have to think, because as the mother, as the creator, bulk of the responsibility, the absolute bulk of responsibility will always fall on you, period. I don't care if you don't like it. Does it not fall on you? You see, when we come into this realm, from the time we are in our mother's womb, we are being conditioned to fragment ourselves into pieces. We're being conditioned into systems of oppression in order to suppress the power of the feminine. And I don't say this to sound cute. I don't say this to make women feel good, because y'all should not feel good. Y'all should feel ashamed of your creation. And when you are ashamed of your creation, when you have seen that you have made a faulty creation, you let it go. I see women, I keep coming across this woman's video who is telling this story about how she didn't know her husband was violating their daughter. And they seem to have a close relationship. And I'm not saying that women should not come to social media with their issues. I'm saying, is he still breathing? Because you should not be telling, I don't want to hear a story that don't have an ending. Because you don't have time to be on social media, ma'am, because you have not handled your business. The creator is also the destroyer. Mother Nature decides the exact moment where her creation should go extinct. When it's no longer palatable, when it's no longer conducive for the realm, for the earth, for the environment, because it is halting evolution, it goes extinct. Okay? Now, women will get online. They will get in comment sections and they will claim that men are these master manipulators. The same men y'all are in relationships with in a mother-son dynamic that y'all have to tell them every little fucking thing to do, are so smart and intelligent. They are master manipulators. So there are never any signs, right? There are never any red flags on any of this behavior prior. But y'all make them y'all leaders and y'all say they are the head. Literal men who compete with their own children for a woman's attention. Are they not also a child? Is that also not the behavior of a child? So at what point, right, does logic kick in? Logic is not the answer for everything always, all the time. But at what point does logic kick in for women? If men are so smart that y'all never know who is what, when is where, up and down, you can never tell the difference, why are you participating? So then you have to ask yourself, if you are still participating, what are you trying to get out of it? Because y'all are having children with the worst of men, which is majority of men. And you don't seem to care. Or you would stop doing it if they were so clever. If they were hiding from you so much that you could never tell and see what's going on. Why are you still participating in it? Why is the risk still so important for you to take? Y'all will leave your children with men who will go meet a woman and lie about having children, lie about the existence of his children. What more do y'all not need to see, right? Because at what point do I, as a spectator, start to think that women actually don't care? Because the only conclusions that I can draw at this point is that the noise in your head is so loud, the fantasy in your head is so loud that that is more important than the lives of your children. It has to be, mama. Because y'all's decisions are not making sense. Women don't do the calculations necessary to put two and two together on what's happening around them. Y'all will be miserable with one kid and make no intentional choices and end up with 3 more. And why are women trying to salvage marriages where your husband is in competition? You know, and this often shows up in many ways, right? Because we lie to ourselves so that we don't see the full truth, so that we stay in a level of comfort so we can keep the fantasy going. How many videos and reels, funny reels, have y'all seen with husbands, this trend with husbands yoking up their infant babies, talking about they want their wife back? Do y'all understand that that is the same spirit of the man in the Reddit post who was pinching his children and telling them he hate them because he's mad at how much attention he's not getting from his wife anymore? This mother and son dynamic that is naturally in the fabrics of relationships between men and women. Now, you may be lucky enough to not have a husband that stops at joking, but please understand that that is the same energy. It just doesn't manifest. And since y'all are so slow and men are so smart that y'all can't tell the difference, you don't know when the energy is going to escalate. Why participate?